update. I did get a hold of the business where I took my truck, small mom and pop shop. But I did on the way out there. I tried calling the owner, one of the owners, and he didn't answer. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Who cares? You know, he's busy. I drive out there, and then all of a sudden I started thinking, oh yeah, he was talking about possibly selling the shop, you know. And I'm like, you know, so yeah, that's kind of part of the snowball effect of everything. I failed. He failed. Uh, I'm hoping he didn't work on my truck. And if he did, this could be a learning lesson. Don't do this, don't do that. I mean, that's how we all learn. And I'll make it right with them too, because they're good people. I want you guys to know that. They done some work on my mom's vehicle and top notch. I mean, top notch. I mean, who drives the customer home and then when their vehicle's ready, either drops it off or picks somebody up? Yeah, that's. So yeah, I think I came off before a little. I just don't like poor work, you know, and the way the whole thing was handled. And you know, I stepped back, and I'm partially to blame too. Should have looked at it closer. I should have taken it back the next day, you know. But you know, I just wanted you guys to know that, you know, there was a lot more going on, and I haven't even taken that apart yet. I don't know if it's something they did or if it was something that got cracked, because I'm finding a lot of plastic parts. Yeah, I'm concerned. Anyways, yeah, the guy didn't know how to, the new owner or manager didn't know how to take me, you know. It was kind of weird though, because he was all like, I want you to know, we didn't do this, and we did not retain any of the mechanics. We have our own. And he started telling me about some other extra stuff that they do that the other owners didn't, I guess. I don't know. The shop is a shop to me. If it's a motor and it needs to get worked on, it doesn't even have to have a motor. It's a shop. Anyways, yeah, he was overly, you can tell, a small town, you know. I'll make it right even though we didn't work on it. But if it cost us anything, you know, like if they have to buy a part or something, because they didn't break it, I would have to pay for it. So basically he was trying to tell me he was giving me the labor for free, and I'm like, well, that's not why I came in here. You know, I mean, I could tell you that, like I said earlier in the last video I just posted, you know, they didn't put the radiator back in right. You know, that's obvious. Or they did, and something broke. Maybe somebody leaned on something. Maybe somebody didn't take it all the way off. I don't know. I know they had to take off the fan, the shroud, and with what I've discovered, you probably could get to the bolts, but to be safe, you probably should remove or cover the radiator. I don't know. I didn't question him because I trust him, you know. And I know what work you did just by looking at what you did. I mean, I might not know every little thing, but there seem to be some things that I have discovered that I'm just going, huh? Damn. You know? So yeah, I'm gonna make it right, even though And I think I did with the new owner. I just gotta, the old owners, I gotta get a hold of. And kind of warned Crystal because, like I said, this guy's like, I'm gonna make it right, you know, we won't charge you for the labor. I was like, that's not what I want, I'll make it right. And he just kind of stopped and looked at me. And I was like, I just want you guys to know, you know, just in case, you know. And of course, you know, there's my mind, you know, getting all fogged up, just like I'm on camera here. And trying to be cool, you know, and get my words out. It's like, dude, I break stuff. I worked on plenty of stuff, and stuff gets broke. I mean, it does. But I'm just quality control. And I think what really disappointed me more than anything was one of the owners, old owners, when I called about it, I was basically getting blown off. And I'm like, no, I need to get it in there, you know, before it gets worse, you know. That's how radiator stuff is, because high pressure, you don't want that shit going, you know. And the guy just wasn't kind of getting it. He's like, he literally, I am going to say it. The guy actually said, okay, well, thank you for stopping in, and I'll make sure that the boys know you're pissed off about this shoddy work, and he started saying something about the other owners. I said, whoa, I'm not pissed off. I'm Sandra Rush, and you'd know if I was pissed off, I wouldn't be talking. If I'm talking, you're probably doing pretty good. No, dude, if I said, I'm not that way. I am overly honest, and I like sharing my knowledge. But when a mistake like that happens, and if I made it, I would want to know. I wouldn't want to be yelled at, but I would want to know, and I would try to make it right. I've actually been accused of breaking stuff and fixed it out of my own pocket, and I wasn't even near it. So, yeah, that happens. But I know a lot, and I kind of get it. I bet you one of his mechanics, and there was no antifreeze leaking out. It was so small, it was evaporating. That's why I wanted him to look at it, because I knew it was on the motor side. I wasn't thinking about the radiator all cockeyed in there. Shit being loose. Looks like there's different bolts. I mean, But, you know, I would like him to know, one of the owners, you know, dude, I didn't call you, you know, I respect you, you know, always have, always will. But the other guy, you know, I'm not going to yell at him. I'm just going to tell him I'm disappointed in him, and I'm disappointed in me for letting him treat me like that. And that's never going to happen again. And, you know, if this probably has a defect of some sort of plastic holder or something that you got to just watch out for. And can't lean on the radiator or else it'll break because it's plastic. Oh, but we're about ready to find out. But I just wanted you guys to know, I misspoke in the video before on a couple things, but you'll get it. You just got to know me, and my head gets all rattled when I get upset, and like, oh man. And I'm really, I think, more disappointed in myself. I should have did a better job inspecting it and just turn around and getting it back in there. But I want them to see it. I want to video it. I want them to see what I see as I'm taking it apart. I want to try to have like 3 cameras going at the same time on this. um, yeah, you know, this is what to watch out for. You know, I've done a lot of things and I've made a lot of mistakes, especially when you're doing something for the first time. Or I've worked on a lot of vehicles and you don't know how many things I have broke, and those were 1970s and 80s vehicles. And I'm breaking stuff, trying to break bolts and just remove stuff, you know. Sometimes you're removing a radiator hose and, you know, you finish cracking it. Or you lean on a vacuum hose that's 20 years old, that's been going through Missouri hot and cold. Of course it's dry rotted, you know. But yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys know that, you know, we're gonna figure it out together. Definitely want to make that video. I was not happy with the videos I saw because I read and I was like, okay, cool. You know, Rhonda and Mom, they were great readers, and I'm okay at reading, but I love to read about it, and then because we have the opportunity now. I used to like watching other mechanics, but now we do it, and it's called YouTube. And I saw a lot of they were doing things unnecessarily, like taking the fan off. You don't need to take the fan off on this model to remove the radiator. I wouldn't do it. Why remove something you don't have to? Because the more you touch, the more it could get fucked up. But and another guy pulled his grill off and he broke a bunch of parts because that grill is literally snapped in there with plastic clips. I was like, oh no, I wouldn't do that. But I could see a guy has thicker arms and hands. He might need more room. But you lift up once you unbolt that radiator and the I'll think of the name of it. Anyways, the air conditioner. Whatever. Anyways, they're supposed to kind of nestle together. So when you, let's see, this is the front of the vehicle, this is the radiator, and this is the coolant. So you lift both of them up. It's not that hard because they're light as hell. Anyways, even with fluid in it, that's some small shit. You lift them up and you take the air conditioner coolant, think of the name of it, and you pull the bottom out towards the front of it. You lift up and pull it out towards the truck. See, that's the little shit, you know, that it's like, oh, okay, you know, it's nice to know because it's such a tight area. So it looked like those guys struggled. I was like, wow. One guy just ripped the shroud straight up and it was just scraping the vents. I'm like, it's okay, it's the old radiator. And then it did the same thing when you put it back in, when all you had to do was rotate the shroud and it fits over it, and then you slide it back around and then clip it back into place. Yeah. You don't need to take off the fan. You don't need to take off the grill. But I can see needing to get a little bit more room. That's some pretty tight areas. But anyways, God, it's almost 15 minutes. I made that first video raw. I ended up cutting off the end for some reason. But it was just a straight cut. I just wanted you guys to know. And I wanted you guys to know I'm making a YouTube video on how that got not only fucked up, because it's probably something we can all avoid. You know, watch out for this, you know. That's why I watch the YouTube videos. These people know. You know, they're experienced. You know, watch out for this, do that, you know, don't do this. I don't know. You know, we'll find out together, but what happened, what went wrong possibly, and definitely show you guys a better way to take out and install a radiator for a 2012 Chevy Colorado inline 5. Yes, it's a 5-cylinder. It's missing one. Funny story, I actually got $1,000 off because I told the guy I bought it from. I was like, it's not a 5-cylinder. I said there's 4 cylinders and there's 6 cylinders and there's 8 cylinders. He goes, no, it's called an inline 5. And I was like, oh, you're serious? Oh, look at the paperwork. I said, oh, I can't buy that. I said, you're gonna have to take off $1,000. It's missing a whole cylinder. I was joking, being sarcastic, because I know about motors and stuff. And he did it. He took off $1,000. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, hey, thanks. I didn't realize how cheap this truck is built. But, you know, I'll show you guys. Anyways, I just wanted to correct some stuff, and I want you guys to know I smoothed it over, and he was going to walk away, and I'm glad I caught it, you know, because he was going to make sure all the boys knew I was pissed off. I was not there ranting and raving. I was like, hey, come check this out, you know. I want you to see this, you know. Just in case you retained, or you also might be working on a truck and don't do that. So I'll probably share the video with them of if I can figure out what went wrong. Just so much easier if you get to it sooner than what, a year or, oh God, 2 years later. I need to find the bill, because there's other stuff I replace. I don't just replace a radiator. I replace the radiator hoses. I replace the thermostat. I replace the radiator hose clamps. I put new ones on there. I replace all kinds of stupid stuff. I just, as much as I can, because it's just going to snowball. And while you're in there, you know, do it. Be prepared. Try to be proactive, because you know it's going to go out. And you know it's time. You know, that stuff only lasts so long. Even in the, you know, 60s, 70s, and 80s, you know, those radiator hoses and those parts go through a lot of temperature changes. So, and they're underneath a lot of pressure. Shit, you know, usually snowballs. Just, I don't know, I think we're going to have a little fun doing it. Oh my God, this video is too long. I should just pointed it to the truck. But we'll have a little fun. I think I'm going to take it up and wash it up so I can show you guys the hail damage I got on the new metal that doesn't, not metal, new body that doesn't, you know, dent. I'm sorry, I just got to say it like that, because it dented. And that's why I bought the brush guard. I almost told the guy you're gonna take off more money because it's not. I looked at it. I said, it moves. Why does it flex? I don't want my fender to flex. I want it to protect me if a deer or a semi or another vehicle hits it, or if I run off the road. I don't know. Anyways, I just had to tell you guys that. Steven rocks, and thank you for the radiator. And now I'm exhausted. It's been a very long, stressful day. Anyways, and it got warm today. So hopefully we're going to be doing a good YouTube video on how to do this. And I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot to learn, you know? Because what I saw on YouTube, I'm like, oh, no. Anyways, talk at you guys later. Peace out. It's way too long. But I try to make things right. I'm going to go back and make sure that they know. I'm going to give them some of my business too. That some stuff that needs to get done that I just don't want to do. And I don't have the tools to do it. And I don't have the garage to buy the tools to put them in to do it. And sometimes you just want that warranty. Anyways, peace out. It's all about love. And you learn by doing it, and you're gonna break shit, you're gonna make mistakes. But trying to be cool about it. I don't want to be, because, you know, it was a trained mechanic. Anyways, I think, yeah, fucking engineers. Fucking car companies that made these vehicles, you know, lighter and cheaper, and I don't know. Progress, I guess. Sometimes you gotta take 2 steps back, take a good step forward, you know. Anyways, oh god, 20 minutes long. We'll be doing a install. I'll be making it all right. The truck and the relationship. Talk at you later, guys.